thank you very much, Dr. Maya, for that interesting presentation. Dr. Maya has covered a lot, 3 aspects of the Islamic social finance. So, zakat, wakaf, and crowdfunding. So, I'll be talking about another aspect of Islamic social finance, which is Islamic microfinance. Yeah. So, and I was told by Dr. Nizam that we have to stop at 12:45. Otherwise, we will interfere with the other sessions in the afternoon. But we can maybe drag a little bit, yeah? So depending on your interest, if you still have the capacity to learn more, okay? But from the questions, I can see that all of you are really having high energy, yeah, to absorb more, alright? So before I start, let me ask you this question. So, what do you think is the reason the microfinance movement started?
Because small business has no access to financial institutions.
Okay, small business. Okay, basically the question of financial access, yeah, accessibility to maybe formal financial market, yeah. So, and this has been mentioned actually by Dato' Mansur during when you visited Hijrah, right, yesterday. So in his presentation, he mentioned that so because he was involved in the earliest and largest microfinance institution in Malaysia, which is Amanah Kredit Malaysia. So at the formation level of it. So when he was working at the University Science Malaysia, yeah, in the north, in Penang. So before they set up actually Amanah Kredit Malaysia, they have conducted a study to find out what is actually the need for credit among the societies, among the population, and the finding was that 70% of the population actually need credit, need financing. So that is a very, very high percentage. So because of that, they started to do a pilot study on microfinance using the model of Grameen Bank. And then after a while, government took over and they call it the Amanah Kredit Malaysia. So that is the reason lah, the why Islamic microfinance movement started. What is the definition of microfinance or micro credit? So the definition is there, right? So an institution which provides small loans, to poor people, and they will use this loan to generate income, right? To do business, right? To conduct business and to generate income. Yeah. So the reason why microfinance started is because the poor does not have access to formal financial institution. So why the banks do not want to finance them? So these basically are the reasons. Yeah. So the banks don't consider the poor to be credit worthy because some of them basically do not have a bank account. Yeah, they don't have pay slip, for example. Yeah, when they apply for loan, they don't have they can't produce their pay slip, so they're not considered as credit worthy. Yeah, banks consider them as rate E customers. That means they are not bankable. Yeah, unbankable. So when the person asks for financing in conventional bank or in commercial banks, they will normally be asked for collateral, physical collateral. But the poor will not have, this physical collateral. And then the amount of financing that they are asking is too small, so it's not economical for the commercial banks. So they are considered as illiterate, and they lack. They don't have the business skill or relevant skill to start business, and it's assumed that once, let's say, this financing that they are applying from the bank, will be, some of it will be used for consumption, yeah? Not for the income generating activities, for example. So these are the reasons why the poor is being left out by the financial institution. Because of this, microfinance institution has been, for example, established. So the role of the microfinance institution is to not only to provide financial intermediation to the poor, but also to provide social intermediation, yeah, to the poor. So the microfinance institution would be identifying the workable poor, right? So the definition of workable poor is that they are able to, they have some skill, specific skill, so that they can use this skill to start a business, yeah? So normally the microfinance institution would not be approaching, for example, a senior citizen who can no longer work, or a disabled person who's dependent. Some disabled person can do work, right? This type of person would be approached, yeah. So workable poor would be approached by the financial institution. So there will be, many workable poors that were identified by the microfinance institution, and they would be forming a group, yeah. So they would be forming a group. And then their financial need would be identified. Yeah? So the microfinance institution would be providing some basic training, basic business training to these people. Yeah? And they would then be seeking the financing, yeah, from the microfinance institution. So the one of the features of conventional finance, microfinance, is that once they give financing to the poor people, they would automatically deduct part of the principal to be kept as saving, that is the term forced saving, or to be kept as when to be used when there is emergency. Yeah? So this is where, if you can remember, Dr. Mansur in his presentation yesterday mentioned that for hijrah, they want to address this issue, because some scholars have said that this is not according to the Sharia principle. You cannot be forcing or automatically deducting part of the principle in financing without the consent, yeah, of the clients. Yeah? So I think I will be brief and not explain on all the types of models used by the microfinance institution, but basically there are three types: group loan, joint liability. For this one, the microfinance institution would be giving the financing to the group. Yeah. So each group will identify what are the financing needs of each member. So the loan will be distributed to the group, yeah, and then they will be distributing the loan to each of the member, and then all of them are jointly liable to pay the financing as a group. Yeah, so let's say that if one member cannot pay, the rest will have to cover. Yeah? So the second type is individual loan. Joint liability. Also in this type, the clients of the microfinance institution would have to form a group. Yeah, form a group, but loan is given to individual. Yeah, but still, in terms of the repayment, it is similar to type 1. Yeah, so that means let's say the loan will be paid, or the financing will be paid by individual, but let's say if the one member is not able to do that, so the rest of the members will have to cover for that loan. The third type is individual loan, individual liability. So this one no group formation. So Hijrah Selangor is using this model. Mana ITM Malaysia is using the type 2, type 2 model. So I will skip this. This is just the details of each type. So comparison, maybe I'll just also mention briefly. So in terms of the microfinance, the sources of funds would be coming from external sources. So for banks, for example, they are providing financial intermediation between the savers and the investors. For the microfinance institution, no collateral is required, but they have the other form of collateral, which is called social collateral, which is the group which is providing the collateral for the financing. Whereas for conventional bank, they rely on physical collateral. So most of the clients of the microfinance institutions are poor, whereas for conventional banks, they are average or relatively well off population. So for a microfinance institution, actually the institution goes to the lender to seek for people who need this financing. But for conventional banks, the clients come to the bank. And then in terms of the loan size or financing size for microfinance is small, conventional is big. And then the clients of the microfinance institution, most of them are women. So as mentioned by Datuk Mansur yesterday, in Hijrah Selangor, as well as in Amanah India. So the same goes for any microfinance institution in the world. Many are, of their clients are women. And in terms of conventional microfinance, we all know that the interest charged by them are much higher compared to the commercial banks. So what are the issues in the microfinance? So I think the most important issue is that people have said that there is a mission trait of the microfinance. They are supposed to target the hardcore poor, but they're not. Even yesterday, Datuk Mansur, I was referring a lot to Datuk Mansur because that was your recent visit only yesterday. So he said that the objective of the Hijrah Selangor is not only to reach the hardcore poor, because it's very difficult to find hardcore poor in Selangor. So their objective is to expand the middle class in Selangor. So some people have have criticized this. They have said that this is a mission of the microfinance. Another issue is that some of the microfinance institutions are making it compulsory for the member to be continuously borrowing or taking financing from them. An example is Amanah India Malaysia. So they have make it mandatory for they call their members as sahabat. So it's an Arabic word, right? Sahabat. So in order for the sahabat to be an active member, he or she, normally is a she, would have to continuously borrow or apply for financing. So this makes these people to be trapped in this debt as long as they are member of the microfinance institution. And in Islam, we know that that is not really encouraged. You can, for example, incur debt, but when it is necessary. But the microfinance institution is making it mandatory for the client in order for them to be an active member. So there are a lot of other issues. As we know, many of the women, many of the clients are consisting of women. And in some countries, it creates social problems. Probably in countries that have maybe strong paternalistic, maybe culture. So So this creates problem. Yeah. So these are some of the issues. Yeah. So what is Islamic microfinance? It's basically a combination of the two industries, which is conventional microfinance and Islamic finance. In terms of operation, there's not much difference, but in terms the difference comes in terms of the instruments, yeah, used by Islamic microfinance to give financing to the poor. Yeah. So this is basically a diagram showing
Islamic microfinance.
Or illustrating Islamic microfinance. Yeah. So the sources of funds come from sadaqah, zakat, waqf, yeah, and then the users of funds. So there are a few instruments used. For example, Hasan, yeah, Musyarakah, Mudarabah, in agriculture, Muzara'ah, Musaqah, yeah, and then in we have also the exchange contract, which is Murabahah, Hijrah, Baik Majal. These are normally used. Yeah. So, what is the shortcoming of? We know there are shortcomings of conventional microfinance. What are the shortcomings of Islamic microfinance? So we have myself, Prof. Aslam, Mustafa have conducted a study before, and through our study, review of literature, we have found that many of the Islamic microfinance institutions are actually relying or over-relying on debt-based financing, yeah? And they are neglecting the equity-based financing. Yeah? And then the issue of training of the clients of microfinance. So not all of the Islamic microfinance are providing training to their clients to enhance the skills, the recent skills. Yeah. So due to this shortcoming, so we have initiated our own microfinance program. Yeah, and we are doing it in collaboration with. So this is the background of our program. Our program is called CIE Entrepreneurship Development Program. So in the short form, it's called IITC. Yeah. So this is a microfinance program, which is done in collaboration with CIMB Islamic Bank. CIMB Islamic Bank is providing fund for this program. It so happened that the CEO of CIMB Islamic Bank is our graduate. Yeah? So he has been generous enough to give us the funding, 500,000, the first phase. Yeah? So we are doing, they are contributing this money as part of their CSR project. Yeah? So they provide the funding, CIE provides the expertise. Yeah? The expertise. So this is our target group. So basically, the students of IIUM and the staff of IIUM in the lower level category and the surrounding areas, and the community. Yeah. So we have our logo. That's our logo, IITC logo. It's quite nice, don't you think?
Yes.
So the golden column is actually part of IIUM logo. Yeah? The CIE is the center that is organizing this training camp. Yeah, and then CIMB Islamic is the backer. Yeah, the funder for the project. Yeah? So these are the objectives of the microfinance IITC microfinance program. Basically, we want to provide microfinance facility to the students, staff, and then the community around UIA, yeah, IIUM, or fondly known as UIA. So we want to, for example, provide training to them so that they are able to initiate or engage in business activity, so that they can later move up the social for example ladder. We want to include them in the later when they have a track record, they can apply for financing from the formal channel. Yeah, a formal financial institution. And also there is a third objective, which is based on academic. So basically, we have developed some models, financing models, which we want to test whether it's feasible or not. Yeah? So this is the benefits that we tell to the, for example, potential members or our participants. If they join this program, IITC, this is what they will get. Yeah. So basically, they will be able to get Islamic financing facilities up to 10,000. They will get free trainings, yeah, personal business guidance and coaching, yeah, from our students. And also they will be provided with ethical and spiritual aspect of doing business. Yeah? So the concept of barakah in doing business, for example, is very, very important. Yeah? So we will give exposure. I think Dr. Maya, Dr. Naha has been involved in giving training, yeah, to the participants of this program. So these are our strategic partners. So basically, CIB is our funder, and then we also have collaborations with Hijrah, yeah, Hijrah Selangor. We have collaboration with Amanah India, so we invite their staff, for example, to help us in evaluating business proposals. Yeah, so we get trainers or speakers from EDC, which is Entrepreneurship Development Center. One part of activity under IIUM, and of course the Kulliyyah of Economics and Management Center is, Sciences is one of our strategic partners. Yeah. There are different phases of IITC program, which consists of the motivation, yeah, the program kickoff, the education stage, and then the initiation, the starting of the business, the growth and maturity. Yeah. These are the different modes of financing that we offer to the participants. Yeah, so it's the Morabah contract, the Morabah Syarafah Utama Visa, and then 5%. So these are the different phases of the program in detail. So for the first phase is the education phase. So we start with the motivation, where we will conduct a one-day program, basically half-day program. To brief the potential participants on what IITC is. Yeah, so we normally invite some entrepreneurs who are successful to give motivational talks, yeah, to these people. And where do we do this program? So normally we identify the area. For example, the first cycle, we identify the area which are which the residents are relatively poor. I will show the picture of their residence or houses later. So during the motivation program, we will ask them to fill in a form to get their biodata, basically, yeah, their personal information. And if they are interested to join the program, then they will have to attend the business training, which is 2 days. Then, when they have completed the business training, they will undergo the coaching session, yeah, one-to-one coaching session with our student coach, and then they will have to develop their business proposal and then make a final presentation in front of the researchers and also the panelists, which consists of the staff of CIB Islamic and also our lecturers, and also we invite practitioners to evaluate. Then we select, yeah, based on, for example, the presentation, and we see whether they have fulfilled the business training and all the other requirements. We will select the participant, and then comes the second phase, which is the financing phase. So there will be awarding ceremony, yeah, awarding ceremony. So Prof Aslam, yesterday Dr. Mansur mentioned, in the India awarding ceremony, Hijrah awarding ceremony, they ask the clients to make a pledge. So which we haven't. I mean, in our program we do not incorporate that. So that, according to him, is very helpful in raising their repayment rate. Yeah. So we might have to improve that. Okay, so basically we will have to tie up the Islamic element, saying that debt is, repayment of debt is very important, and so and if you do that, it will have connection, it will have consequences, when you die, for example. There is hadith of that, right? The Prophet describing of a person died without paying debt. Yeah. So we might have to include this in our program. So after that, so before the awarding ceremony, the RAs, Sakura is our project manager. Brother Ashraf is one of our RAs. So they will go to the participants and explain about the contract. Yeah. The participants will be given opportunity to give feedback if they don't agree with the contract. Yeah. Islamically, a contract will have to be like that, right? I mean, it will have to have mutual consent. We cannot force upon the other person. Yeah, because that will be an element of ikrah, right? In a contract which will make a contract invalid, right? So there will be, for example, consultation or discussion between our RAs, project manager, and the participants to improve on the contract. So once they have agreed, then they will sign the contract. Yeah, they will sign the contract, and then we will disperse financing to them. What we are using is in terms of disbursement, it will not be one go. We are adopting the tranche-based disbursement financing. So that means it's based on stages. There are 3 stages of disbursement. Yeah, because we want to really make sure that the money is being used for business, not for something else. So for the first disbursement, after the participant have received the money, we will send our student coach to check whether, let's say, for the first disbursement, normally it is used for buying equipment, buying raw materials. Yeah, so we will send our student coach, or the student coach will go together with the participant to purchase all of this equipment and raw materials. They will have to produce receipts to us. Yeah. And if we, for example, receive satisfactory report from the student coach, then we will proceed with the second disbursement. Yeah. Second disbursement also, after receiving it, our student coach will go and monitor whether the second disbursement is being used properly. Again, we will see the report of the student coach. If it is favorable, then only we will release the final disbursement. Okay. And then the repayment part, so the student coach will continue to monitor the progress of the business. So this is the mode of financing. The first contract is we use Qard Hasan. So for Qard Hasan, as we know, that is benevolent loan. They will only pay the principal, but here we encourage them, when they pay for that loan, if they want, they can get sadaqah. They can get sadaqah, and this sadaqah will be placed in a fund which is called Tabaruk Fund, trust fund, which we call Tabaruk Fund. So basically, this Tabaruk Fund will be used to give further financing, to give financing for the future participants. The principal will be put to our own trust fund. Again, we will be used later for future participants. The second mode of financing is murabaha. Murabaha is we buy equipments or materials for them, and we will put some markup, which is all the profit. Yeah, and the profit rate is only 2%. Yeah, only 2%. So when they pay, so the money will go to the trust fund. Yeah. Again, there is no tabaruk fund. Maybe they will give finance to 10% of the value of the asset, and we give 90%. And and then we rent the asset to them. So they will pay the 90% ownership, the rental for the 90% ownership to us. Yeah? And as they pay their rental, their ownership will go up. Yeah? And then they will be that means they will still pay, maybe let's say monthly they will pay 1,000. So as they pay the first month, so their share of the ownership in the first month is 10%, right? Our share is 90%. Yeah? And then as they pay, so they will pay more. Yeah, if they can, they will pay more monthly installment, and that payment will actually increase their ownership of the asset, and it will reduce our ownership of the asset until they own 100% of the equipment. Yeah. So in our training modules, we cover four topics. So the first one is the ideas and introduction to business. Yeah. So talk about the objective, so some ideas of the business, so what types of products and services that they want to, for example, that they can, for example, undertake or offer to the community, for example, and then we give training on accounting and financial management, yeah, so how to prepare cash flow, their expenses, yeah, repayment, basically the budget. And then there is business ethics and akhlaq. Yeah. So under this topic, we cover